Hi, everybody. It's Karen Sullivan here with lifehealthmore.net. And I'm excited today because I'm going to be talking a little bit more about making choices and how to weigh the possibilities of what you want to do. We've been spending the month of June talking about why, developing your why, figuring out what it is that you want in life, and understanding first that just going through the motions day in and day out is not how life is meant to be lived. We have goals, and we have, more importantly, the motivation behind those goals, and that's what your why is. So who am I? Karen Sullivan. I am a personal trainer, and I work with people all over the country because I do one-on-one coaching through Zoom or just the phone. If you're not real savvy and not real comfortable with technology, but Zoom is a great way to do coaching. And I also do training right here. I work for the city of St. Peter's at the Recplex, which is a fantastic facility, and I'm pleased to be there with a number of people who are top-notch professionals, and it's a great place. If you live near St. Louis, come on down. It's a great place. Now, I have been doing this for 20 to 25 years. I keep saying 20 to 25 years, and it goes way back to the 90s. And before then, I worked out. When I was single, before I had children, I worked out, and I did amateur level competitive bodybuilding and the powerlifting that I did as part of my training. But then I worked out at a gym called Olympian Gym in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Greatest place. I'm really sad that it's not still there, but it was a powerhouse. People did powerlifting there, a lot of men, mostly men. And I came on when I was one of 3 women that joined there initially, because everybody else was all guys. And they were they won the state powerlifting tournament one year. This is back in the 80s. And then they started doing demonstrations around the city at different events, and they would be on a stage, or we were in a bar one night, and they just did deadlifts, and the different guys on the team did deadlifts, and we brought all the equipment in, and it was kind of fun. Well, we did have one lady on the team. I did not compete at all, but they wanted her to do demonstrations, and after the state meet, she found out she was pregnant, so she had to stop doing that heavy lifting. And they asked, well, why don't you come and do a deadlift, Karen? So I did. It was really cool. It was really fun and really, really neat. And so would I do it again? I can't do it again. My body doesn't like it. And, it's hard on you. So someday I'd like to hear from my friends who were at Olympian Gym. I know John Thimides was the owner back then, and I'm still in touch with him on Facebook. I'll have to ask him, tag him in this, and see if he has aches and pains from it. His cousin Anthony Fentress, same thing. James Cottrell, let's talk about it, guys. Are you still in pain? But so anyway, it was an experience. I can check it off my bucket list. I did it, and I loved doing it, and it was just a wonderful thing to do. So as life has gone on, I am cognizant of the fact that, I do want more in my life. I'm married, and I have 2 children, and while they're in their 20s, I have a grandson also, and there are things that I want to do with them, and supporting our family is kind of an important thing that I'd like to be able to add to our income. And so that said, let's go back to thinking about when we're spending money. I've been talking about doing business. I've been talking about asking and offering if anybody's interested in joining me in my Shackley business. And the personal training aspect of that is something you'd have to do on your own, with training. But, helping people with nutritional information is the reason why I started talking about it. I have been using Shaklee supplements since, I've been using them since the 60s, and I started the business in the 80s. And so that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about. So when you think about finances, yeah, you guys, I know you've seen the commercial that talks about, let's see, it says the price for a cup of coffee is whatever it is, $2.50, and the price for the mug is $5, and spending time with your mom is priceless. Well, this is one of those things that having the flexibility of being your own boss, setting your own hours, is one of those things that is totally, priceless. To be able to, when your kids are young, to stay home with your children, that is just phenomenal. So when you are thinking about starting a business and being your own boss, regardless of what it might be, let's say we want to open a deli, okay? My son could help you with that if you're in Omaha or anywhere in Nebraska. I think he's licensed, and he does. That's what he does. He helps people to find property and do assessments and figure out, the location that they need and that sort of a thing. So let's say you're going to do a business like a deli. And those are often referred to as a brick and mortar business because there's a building, there's a physical location, there's a building, there are overheads, there's equipment and those sorts of things that get in. Just imagine a deli and what you need to get into that business. And one of the things to remember is often there's franchise fees that you want to pay if you want to be part of a franchise, okay? So investing in business is really important. So I have in the description where we're talking about, there are 3 things that you have to consider. And I know the first thing that most people consider is the money and what the expense is going to be of setting up your family in this situation where you're kind of going out on a limb to try and start a business to make money. So that's a concern. But first, you have to discover your why. If you have in your why any desire to be independent, to be your own boss, to have finances that you don't have to worry about losing your job, and you don't have to worry about, where you're going to have the money to pay the mortgage and that sort of a thing, and being in control, then, a business where you're the boss may very well be where you want to go. Okay. But, so you won't make that step until you feel like you are worthy of stepping out, enlarging your box and doing something for yourself, because you're worth it. You're worth it. And you have the ability to be able to do it, and trusting in yourself that you can do this. So let's say that, you could, you feel confident and you feel like you can do that, and you start to discover, okay, what is it that I'd like to do? Well, perhaps you like art. And so you would like to have a gallery, and in the back of the gallery, you'd like to have art lessons, give painting lessons. So those are the thoughts that you're having, and you're thinking about, okay, what kind of a building are we going to do? And we're going to go from there. And you're all in. You are totally all in. And then you start to analyze how much money is necessary to do this. Well, just the setup cost of it can be a modest amount, would say about $50,000. I did some looking, and $50,000, and that's like nothing. And franchise fees run anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000 if you're going to be in a chain in a new location, and that's really kind of a scary thing. So you go, okay, you have this money, and then you have to ensure that you're going to choose a good location. You're going to go from there. Again, I'll just put a plug in for my son, and he's in real estate investment. And in business, real estate, so commercial. And he could help you in Omaha. Jared Sullivan, his name is. But so the overhead costs are finding the building. With or without a franchise, you still are going to have a building. You're still going to have the equipment that's inside it. And then you've got expenses of utilities that you need, with just heating and air conditioning and lights in most places. But if you have other needs, you have to worry about those and set up in an art gallery. You'd have lighting and displays and those sorts of things. So not many people go for the gusto with the big, with the big kind of a business thing. And I know my cousins, Rebecca and Cheryl did, and they had a very successful cafe, Hard Bean Cafe in Kansas City, and a lot of work, really a lot of work, very successful business, a lot of work. And they've never shared with me about how much they spent in that, but I'm sure it was a lot because it was a franchise. So very successful, but the business, running a business and being a part of the community is exhausting, is really exhausting. So, they decided, they sold the business, and they were like, we're done, we're tired, we're done, we're ready, we've done it. And, they sold the business. So then people go to the other option, which is a home-based business, which has a lot of benefits. You have a percentage, depending on your office, a percentage of your utilities and your mortgage that you can write off on taxes. And I know that tax law is going to change, but presently that's the way it is. And so home-based businesses, sometimes you can have to pay a franchise fee, depending on what it is. You have to have landlines, and so that you can plug in and do, work on the computer, and telephones, and part of your electric, which you're going to use anyhow, right, is all in there. The thing of it is that there are home-based business. I just did some general small business research, and they were saying that small businesses, home-based businesses, on the average are around $3,000 to get started as a setup fee. And so that's a little daunting even. Even that, it's not $50,000, it's not $150,000, but $3,000 still feels like an awful lot of money. What I am so excited about with Shackley is that it's not anywhere near that. It's for less than $300 you can get started. And this month, even at the end of June is almost gone. What is that? Saturday is the end of June. Saturday, you can sign up as a distributor, and the fee that's $49.95 to become a distributor is waived. You buy product, and they have success packs, which gives you the product so that you can start to use it, to get to know what it is and how great it is and how it works. And then the process of doing and building your business couldn't be any more fun, because there's a lot of support. The company, the corporation, the Shackley Corporation has, Shackley University has all these different ways of teaching you. You have me, you have my other business leaders, my folks that are my business partners in this, and we all chip in together and work together. Now, how is it possible to do that? Well, it is a multi-level marketing business, and that's not a nasty word. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, and it's really, multi-level marketing is what the world is. When you go to Home Depot, the prices of the things there are set so that everybody gets paid. The shipping agent who brought the product to the store gets paid. The company who made the product gets paid. The guy who is selling it gets paid. The manager is getting paid. The district manager is getting paid. Hello? Isn't that a lot of levels? That's just what business is. That's it. It's just business. But you don't get any discounts with the Home Depot. If you're working at Home Depot, you also have to work there and ask to get off. I know my nieces are talking about a trip back home to Delaware, and one of them can't get off because she's requested, but other people are getting off. So she's been shot down from that, but has to give in 3 other requests for times to be able to go home. And she has to wait. That's just sometimes what we're stuck in that kind of a situation. But working for yourself, what do? You pack up your computer, you use your phone. I talked about the other day about everything being mobile. I've got an app on my phone. I could run my business from my app. Hello, what better than that? And at the same time, I can talk to people about how they are, what they're doing, what they want. It is all about trying to help you to have the best possible life. I want you to be physically healthy and well. So that's where the products come in also, and exercises that I want you to be able to have. But I want you to have the money to do what you want to do, to travel if you want to travel. And with Shackley, there are free trips. I'm planning on going on the cruise next year. I can't imagine not offering you this opportunity, because I've kind of bucked up and pulling in the reins, and I'm deciding that I want to do this for myself. And if you want to come with me, you are more than welcome to, because I think that it's a great opportunity for you to add some things to your life, add some possibilities that are beyond imagining, that will correspond to what it is that you want for yourself. I know we all want to be healthy. I know we all want to be happy. And my plan is in 2018, whether or not you do the business with me, that I will help you to be the best possible version of yourself. That's my goal, guys. So please share this with a friend. If you have not had a chance to see my older videos, you can go on YouTube at Karen Sullivan, or Karen Philly Sullivan, which is my maiden name, and look at the videos there. There's a bunch of them, and find out about things. But the biggest bonus too is lifehealthmore.net, where I have advanced training, and I can talk to you about the business if you private message me. Take care, and I'll tell you a little bit more when you get in touch. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.